Hello, everyone. Welcome to another MCU Crew. Oh, my chair got taller overnight. I put in a new seat. I haven't adjusted. I feel like I'm on a booster seat.
What is that? Chair. Hold on. What does that mean? You put in a new seat?
So like I have
cushion, like a butt cushion.
No. So I have a steel case gesture, and it's under a 10-year warranty. And I said, "Hey,
I do too."
Yeah. So I said, "Hey, my seat is ripped." And they said, "All right, here's a new chair." Or a new seat, rather. And so they just shipped me a seat. I popped the old one out, put the new one in. Bob's your uncle. Now I feel like I'm on a booster chair.
Amazing.
Yeah. It's very good. It's very good. You know what they didn't replace, though, Jesse?
What did they replace?
The poor headrest.
Oh, the back piece?
Yeah, they sent me the wrong one. I had to rip that one off live on air.
I don't have one of those, but I do have an extra one over here if you want it.
What? You just have an extra chair?
I got a whole second chair if you want it.
What?
Which, I mean, I'm not going to give it to you.
Bags here.
Yeah.
What can I say? I can afford 2 chairs. Some people are 2 TV households. Some people are 2 car households. I'm a 2-chair household.
Crazy.
Yeah, I know, everyone. Watch out.
Crazy.
Money bags.
That's too much. That's too much. We know too much now. Jesse's definitely the Iron Man of this show, you know?
No, I'm not. That's not true.
Stark.
What I am is the guy who woke up today, made coffee, went to go put his brand new creamer in the coffee. It was chunky, and I was like, "Well, that's my morning ruined."
Brand new?
How does creamer go bad?
Literally, I don't know. Brand new. Open it.
I thought it lasted forever.
It was brand new. Open it up, like goop came out, and I was like, "Cool." So I haven't had coffee today, so I am running on the fumes.
I haven't either.
Of water with like some crap in it.
My creamer was chunky because I woke up late, which is why I look like a teenage boy today. My apologies to the cats.
No, you're rocking the hat. The hat looks great.
It's a look.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. Looks great. I just don't drink coffee
anymore. I look like I'm going
anymore.
to Wakanda to become White Wolf. That's what I look like today. You know?
No, you're
to do that.
You're an MCU character in disguise. That's what you are right now.
Oh my god, yeah. I just need a coffee cup.
Yep.
And then,
and some glasses. Get some big, big, thick-rimmed black glasses, and you're good to go.
What if, like, while you went to Wakanda to become White Wolf, I went to Wakanda to, like, I don't know, shop, like, went and like got a coffee.
You just got a coffee.
Those scenes where they're like walking through the city, I'm like, I kind of want to just do that. I don't need to be a hero. Can I just like go visit?
It's probably,
just like
they probably have some like
tourist.
Yeah, they probably had cold brew like 2 years ago. Or like 20 years ago, probably, right? Like
they had everything way before we had it. They filter it out. Like cold brew.
They had it on tap. They had like the nitro poured one.
Yep.
Hell yeah, they did, man.
Yep, 100%.
That's why Wakanda's so cool. I would just go. Why can't I just see it? I would love it.
When do you think they got new Coke, though? Is it new?
Oh, they had and got rid of new Coke before we had new Coke. Where do you think all the new Coke came from? They tried it. They were like, garbage. They gave it to us and we were like, new Coke, garbage. See? Yeah. They had it already.
They got rid of it in like the prototype phase. They're like, this is a mistake.
Sure.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
We figured we'd give it a chance. We were like, hold on now. We might as well try it.
Makes
sense. We're right. Wakanda was right once again.
They're always right down there. They're always right.
Down there in the fictional, not real.
What? It's real. What are you talking about?
Sandwiches.
They're 100% real. Look, we know that UFOs exist. How do we know that Wakanda doesn't exist? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I would prefer a Wakanda.
Where's the 60
over
minutes
UFOs.
on that?
Be real. I would love a Wakanda compared to any alien. Aliens, I know you're listening to this. You're huge fans of this podcast. I believe more in Wakanda than you, but like it's all good.
Okay, don't upset
all
them.
All good, alien.
We got to be on the side of the aliens when they.
I'm fine being an alien like pet. I think I'd be a great pet.
Wait, why did this become like submissive all of a sudden? Why can't we just be like?
Oh well, when they destroy all of you, I get to live. That's why.
Oh, Oh,
when
okay.
you all like fight back or whatever you're gonna do, I for one welcome our alien overlords. I would be happy.
I don't know if I'd fight back.
Yeah,
It depends.
You'd be like, they're coming to take my games, and I'd be like,
Oh,
yes, we
Yeah,
are.
well, no, if
I
they
do
came for
worry
the
about
games,
that.
I'm fighting. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
throwing hands.
yeah. I do. Me and Bronze are definitely on the side of video
I
games.
do worry about that.
Anyways, welcome to the MCU Crew, your favorite 1 hour podcast around the Marvel Cinematic Universe every single week. This week is a little bit light. I will not lie, but I do have a special idea planned that may or may not take 2 episodes. In terms of the news, there's not that much. We had 2 1-minute clips put out, one for Black Widow, one for Loki. We'll discuss those soon. Apparently last night at the MTV Movie Awards, which first off, why those still happen? How long? Really?
You know.
They're still okay.
You're
All
just
right.
old, dude. You're just old.
Am
now.
I?
I was gonna say, I was like, maybe we aren't the target demographic.
Yeah, you're just old, my man.
I think I might just be old.
That'd be like you commenting on the Teen Choice Awards. Just don't. There's no reason to.
But
You
the
don't-
Teen
you're not
Choice
in that
Award,
world
like I
anymore.
know those still exist, right?
Yeah, same with MTV. Like we're just not that world anymore, my man. We're not. Until you can sit down and tell me that you've watched every single season of Are You the One on MTV, then we're not that. We're not that.
I don't even know what that
generation
is.
anymore.
I was
do,
gonna
and I
say
love that
same.
show. I love that show.
What?
Oh
Let me
wait,
just
no,
pitch
we
it
watched
real
that
quick.
show together. Isn't that the show you just like pitched ad nauseum?
I
One role play
love
trip.
it.
Yeah, okay.
That show is
That show's not bad.
phenomenal.
I thought all they showed on MTV these days was that show with the
Ridiculousness.
yeah, ridiculousness. Now they have like
I hate that
spin-offs.
show.
They have spin-offs
I
of
hate
the
that
show.
show.
It's literally just
I
a
hate
react
everything about
video.
it.
The show.
Yeah.
It's
Not a fan.
ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, about the MTV Movie Awards. Last night, it turned into the Marvel Cinematic Universe Awards as Elizabeth Olsen took home Best Performance in a Show for her role as Scarlet Witch. Anthony Mackie took home Best Hero. Elizabeth Olsen and Kathryn Hahn took home Best Fight for Wanda versus Agatha. There were some other ones as well. I think Kathryn Hahn won Best Villain. Elizabeth Olsen, we already said Best Performance in a Show. Scarlett Johansson accepted the Generation Award at the MTV Movie Awards.
Oh boy. Oh, as I melt away from
Do-
existence.
How old is Scarlett? How old is she? I'm curious. To get
38.
a Generation Award, how old is she?
41.
She's
38.
36. She is
36?
literally 2 years older than me, and she got a Generation Award. What the fuck?
Well, you know,
But they didn't specify which generation.
that's true.
Technically,
That's true.
I mean, I guess you take it all in stride, right?
What I need to look up what
What?
generation award. What is the like?
What
what
it
is the
is?
qualification for that? Yeah.
Let's see.
What do you have to?
most impactful to a generation.
I guess.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know most of those awards announced could be categories.
Yeah, they've got some silly ones.
Yeah, they're the ones that did. If you're an old fart like me, you remember when they did Best Kiss, and the Best Kiss award went to that scene where they like kissed, and then the monster went through the back of the dude's head, and whatever that movie was, where like the alien pretended to be like sexy women to lure men.
Was that
And then we killed them?
Species?
Yes, and they're like the
Oh
hot
my
tub scene where they're
God.
making out, and then
I
like they goes
remember
through the back of his
Species.
head. That was a Best Kiss award one year. So like yeah, that kind of stuff. They do that. It's
Yeah.
MTV. It's wild and crazy.
Yeah. They
You
also
can't
have,
hold them down like Florida, Bama Shore or whatever. Why do I
Wait,
only
what?
know they're terrible? They've got a lot of terrible shows on MTV.
I
is what I'm
guess.
saying.
Yeah, they also had
Florida,
best.
Bama Shore.
They also had Best Scared as Shit performance as an award category until
And that went
2015.
to-
And now it's been renamed as Best Frightened Performance for the kiddos. You can't curse.
Right. Well, you can't say scared as shit to kids because they've never heard that before.
Yes.
Especially MTV.
I was gonna say, is MTV for kids?
I don't know. I think it's for like tweens now. Isn't it?
Really? Okay.
Maybe.
I think.
Look,
again, if you have to ask these questions, we have aged out of it.
We are. Yeah. So
if you don't know who it's for, you've aged out of it.
It's true.
You're like, well, not me is the answer.
It's true. Bronze, to answer your question, on the MTV Movie Awards Wikipedia page, the source of all information for MTV Movie Awards, in 1992, which I guess was the first one, the first MTV Movie Awards, they had the Lifetime Achievement Award, to which they gave Jason Voorhees the award, obviously, naturally.
Right.
In 1998, I guess the Lifetime Achievement Award was retired, and it returned in 2005 as the Silver Bucket of Excellence, to which they gave it to The Breakfast Club and then Do the Right Thing in 2005, 2006. And then...
That's not the year Breakfast Club came out, right? So
No, this is like...
I don't know.
The best way to describe what JP is saying is imagine people who are 35 sitting around trying to figure out what a 14-year-old would like.
Sure.
And what is cool. So they're like, the Silver Bucket of Excellence. And they're like, yeah. Stupid is what it is. It's stupid.
They also...
The whole thing's stupid.
I guess this splintered off in 2005, because not only did they have the Silver Bucket of Excellence, they had the Generation Award, which started in 2005. Tom Cruise recipients are Tom Cruise, Jim Carrey, Mike Myers, Adam Sandler, Ben Stiller, Sandra Bullock, Reese Witherspoon, Johnny Depp, Jamie Foxx, Mark Wahlberg, Robert Downey Jr., Will Smith, the Fast and the Furious franchise. There's too many people there, obviously. Chris Pratt, Dwayne Johnson, and Scarlett Johansson, of course.
This is kind of like the Nostalgia Award for the guys who definitely made this award to then get to hang out with people they like. Let's not pretend. This is like Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, I love Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, get him in here. It's like, here you go. Here's your award. And he gives a speech. It's like probably for the Parents Award. Let's be real.
Maybe.
It's like, oh, I know this actor.
Yeah.
I know. Meanwhile, everyone else on that stage, I'm like, who the hell is... What is a BTS? That's most of what's going on. What is a BTS?
I asked myself that every
kids?
day. Yeah. There's also the Trailblazer Award, which started in 2012. Emma Stone, Emma Watson, Channing Tatum, Shailene. Who is Shailene Woodley? That was in 2015.
What the hell was the movie she was in? Oh, my whole body. I'm so old now. What was... I gotta look her up. Not that it matters at all to this podcast.
Yeah, I don't know who this is one of those things where I don't know. Oh, she was in the Divergent series.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that happened.
You know, the big blockbuster movie.
Oh, I know Divergent. I love those movies. Unabashedly love how bad those movies are.
I've never seen them.
Love them.
I've never seen them.
Yes, Divergent. That's why I know.
And then, of course, the Comedic Genius Award, which they give out a handful of times, 4 times. Will Ferrell in 2013, Kevin Hart in 2015, 2016, Melissa McCarthy, and 2021, I guess last night, was Sacha Baron Cohen. So, there you go.
You know what's yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It's weird. Young kids. I mean, come on. Like, imagine your favorite band was BTS. Just like imagine. Right, Bronze?
Okay, you know what? They're very good looking. They have great, like, really well-produced videos and greatly choreographed numbers. Shut the fuck up, Jesse.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Whoa.
This is the thing I'm going to get heated about on the show.
I guess Bronze is a BTS stan on Twitter. On those alt accounts.
Army.
Okay.
And I'm not, but they have a name.
The BTS Army.
God, yeah.
Whew.
Don't worry, armies. I've got your back. I'm not one of you, but I got your back, okay? Don't worry. I'm out here going to war for you, all right? Your views will be represented on this MCU podcast. Only
Now,
go
all right.
so much I could take, Jesse. I was quiet the first time, you know?
The best part was I saw that smile and I knew you wanted to say something. You were so good about it. And I was like, I must break her.
Nice.
Oh my God.
Nice. What else is there? Oscar Isaac, moving on from the movie awards. Oscar Isaac and Ethan
Right.
Hawke were spotted running together while in Budapest for filming of Moon Knight. Very exciting stuff to see them running together. We probably won't see
That's
that
a lot
movie
of-
for like what, 2 years? Like when does that or that,
Yeah,
that
it's probably
show
gonna
for
be
like
long.
2 years?
That's a lot of Marvel behind the scenes stuff. Whenever someone's like, I captured footage of, it's almost always people running.
Yeah.
It's like running through a street and they're like, got footage of them running. Like that is a sizable portion of what Marvel is these days.
It's true.
You got to have a hero run scene. I get it.
It's true. It's very true. Oh, the last bit of the MTV Movie Awards. Sorry, we can't leave out Sebastian Stan as he won Best Duo alongside Anthony Mackie as well. So I think they won like every award. Like, I don't know what other awards were there. I'm not going to look that up, but I think it was the Marvel Cinematic Awards.
I think that certainly says a lot about what this is, boy, old man Jesse coming through, but it says a lot about what people who aren't like, you know, movie, like I'm a movie aficionado. Well, like, you know, average Joe thinks is like great cinema. And I think Marvel like delivers that to a lot of people because it's not like overly pretentious in what it is. And so, yeah, I don't know. I've always thought about like MTV Movie Awards were always the ones that were kind of like, here's what Joe on the street thinks about movies, the award show. Right? Because it was always just like the dumb things. And so, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to see that the Marvel Cinematic Universe did so well. It just probably, you know, goes to show how much of it in our lives it's there. Like it's a huge part of a lot of people's lives.
It's
Like
big deal.
sometimes three idiots get up early on a Monday to talk about it.
It's true.
Crazy.
It's true.
So weird.
I thought
I
we were
also
done.
feel like
Oh, go ahead.
it's like a big equalizer in some ways, right? Like because it's something that's very relevant,
Cuts
like
the
even in
generations.
other countries.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like so like it spreads across like culture boundaries, age boundaries. So it's like one of those things that it really, I don't know, it helps like blur that line because there are people in other countries who love Captain America and know who Iron Man is, which probably wasn't the case, you know, 30, 40 years ago, which is kind of crazy to think about. It's like, I would say one of our biggest cultural exports because you could go ask people like, oh, what do you think of Indiana Jones? And there's a chance they might not know, even though that movie was huge. But most people, even in other countries, if you ask them who's your favorite Avenger, a lot of times they have one, which is crazy. Also, speaking of Sebastian Stan, he didn't go because that was the only thing I saw about the awards. It was Anthony Mackie saying like, "No Sebastian Stan" with like a frowny face. I was like, he didn't even go.
How sad. Oh, it's because he's doing that Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson movie, I bet.
Yeah. I think he's busy on set right now.
Yeah. Or doing copious amounts of drugs, you know, research. That's how you do it. He's a method actor. I thought we were done with the MTV Movie Awards. Apparently WandaVision also won Best Show. So there's more awards that I didn't know about that they also continue winning. There's a lot. There's also a bunch of new Lego toys coming out, which I need to find, and we'll review them. But first, we should probably talk about these minute-long clips that came out. Marvel's always trying to stay relevant in the news cycle. They put them out last night. I don't know if these ran as commercials during the movie awards or like where they premiered on when it came to TV.
Based on the number of Marvel awards, maybe they did.
Yeah, they might have like bought some ad time in there. But Jesse was asking about them earlier. Bronze, did you get a chance to watch them? They're pretty
I actually
short.
did not.
You didn't really miss much, I will say. The Black Widow one is about a minute long. Basically shows that is going to be what I took away from it. Jesse, I know you watched it as well. What I took away from it is that it's going to basically be the Winter Soldier Part 2 without Captain America. The action looks very much similar.
Yeah, the action scene was just a car chase. So
Yeah.
you didn't miss like any plot relevant points. Florence Pugh did a cool maneuver with a car door.
Mhm.
But other than that, like that's pretty much it. The one thing I took away from watching it is based on the interactions between Florence and Scarlett Johansson was that it seems to me, and I don't know if this is what you picked up as well, JP.
Yeah.
It seems to me based on their discussions in the car, the Avengers kind of made like the Black Widow we know kind of like, I don't want to say weak, but like an old softie, right? I don't know. There's something about the way that Florence's character like talks and acts, at least in this little 1 minute trailer, this clip where I'm like, I kind of like her. Like, I kind of like, she seems like a badass. Like, she's like, hey, she still has an accent. She's like, I'm going to kill these bitches. And you're like, yeah, I want more of that. I'm kind of on board for like, you know what, ScarJo, you had a great run, but it's time, you know, your character's dead. Let's get a new one. I'm ready for like, hello, boys. I'm here to kill people. Oh, I'm excited.
Do you think this was a litmus test to see like, all right, how are they going to respond to Florence? Like, is this going to work out? Are we making the right call? Do we need to?
I'm 100% on board. Like in that 1 minute clip, I already was like, the way she acts as like a character in this universe, I find more compelling already. I'm like, oh yeah, she's a killer assassin. Like, go back and look at the first couple movies, especially we talked about this before, the first Avengers, when she's like going to go talk to Hulk.
Yeah,
like she's a badass. And then, you know, the Avengers were like, you know, let's have fun and become a family. Ruined my assassin.
it's true.
Now I get a cool assassin. Now we got a new one. I'm very excited.
Yeah. Well, she was also the door thing, the Jesse reference, to go into that a little bit more. They're being chased by another assassin woman, someone on a motorcycle. And Black Widow is just trying to like leave and get away from her. And Florence characters like kicks the door open, which gets hit by like a light pole or a lamppost or something. And the door ricochets off of the ground, off of the wall, and like hits the person in the motorcycle. And then she looks back and says, you know, some stupid one-liner. And everyone's like, oh shit, okay. All right.
That's what I like. I need more one-liners.
Yeah.
More badass accented one-liners, please, in all of my movies.
Yeah.
So
I just watched the clip. I also like how she kind of roasts her there because she's like, your plan sucks.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes!
She's like, what's your plan? And then afterwards does that and says your plan sucked. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's super fun. I'm
good.
down. I'm down for an introduction to a new, like, harder Black Widow. I'm here for it.
Look, I'm a huge,
I think that'd be super fun.
I'm a huge David Harbour fan. So any more that we get to see like a slightly overweight Captain America parallel, it's great. I just want more of that.
Yeah.
That dude is a national treasure, honestly.
He's great. He's 10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very excited. I hope he's a returning character. I hope he doesn't like sacrifice himself for his
He's
girls.
super dead. That man's super dead.
You think he's going to pull the sacrifice move?
I think they're all super dead. Yeah.
Really? Except for Florence, you think she lives on?
Yes, absolutely.
Even Black Widow dies, Jesse? What are you saying?
I mean, I don't want to spoil it for you.
Yeah, Black Widow dies too, and then you find out this was just her last moments as she was falling off the.
Oh, this is the life flashing before her eyes.
If that's how they start this movie, I will be like, what? If they start it, it's just like,
you know what's crazy is that's how I would do it. If you were like Bronze, direct Black Widow, I would be like, all right, we open on Thanos, or not Thanos.
Ooh.
We open on, you know, Scarlet
literally
jumping
her
off,
her
sacrifice
eye,
herself. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you zoom into her eye.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's all a dream. It's like a bubble on the tip of a needle.
Probably
ready to
wondering how
pop
I
in a
got
minute.
here.
Yeah. Well, not even that. Like, just not even knowing if it's real or not. You know? This is her last moments. Who knows what her brain has conjured up? Who knows what dark depths?
There has to be that. They have to somehow reference or show or hint or something of that scene, right? Somewhere in this movie.
It's going to be post-credit.
What if her just
Post-credits.
dying again? They're just like, all right, guys, you're gonna have to relive this a second time.
I'm telling you, it's going to be post-credit scene, and it's going to be we're seeing the past, right? The movie is the past, but the post-credit scene is going to be them approaching Florence, and it's going to be like, "We need you."
Who is them?
Right?
Something happens to me.
You think
Yeah,
like
Maybe like a
Mackie or-
voicemail that she leaves, like, hey,
The
Florence,
Universal them.
What
something
if
happens to me.
What if oh god, I'm blanking on her name. The girl that was in Falcon and Winter Soldier. The Seinfeld lady. Julia Dreyfus. Do you think
Elaine?
Yeah, where does she show up in this? Where does Elaine show up?
I don't
in this
think
movie?
Elaine shows up in the... Oh, you know what?
She has
definitely
to.
does. We talked about it. Yeah. It's a great question. You're totally right. She would have to show up in
Would she be post credits?
Post credits. Post credits.
It's like, I'm putting together a team. And then John Walker's like fucking, I don't know, doing hand puppets or something in the background. Like,
I made a shield. Yes, you did, John.
John Walker gets so much disrespect on this
He
show, and
does.
I'm here for it.
He does.
Like every week. Even when he's not involved, we've managed to drag him in here by his hair and roast him, and I'm here for it. His aluminum foil covered body gets dragged in here and beaten to a pulp once a week.
it's true. That's my goal of this show is created to just make fun of John Walker on a weekly basis.
Ooh, maybe Taskmaster lives, and is,
I hope he
is
does.
added to the team. And is added to the team.
Yeah. I
That
hope he
would
does.
make more sense.
He's a really interesting character. Which they like, at least in the comics and at least in the game as well. I really like Taskmaster. I think he's pretty cool. I don't know, like, I kind of think, at least from the previews, right? Haven't seen the movie yet. I feel like they're going for the voiceless antagonist, at least in all those trailers. But it'll probably be like, I don't know if they're going to do much character exposition in terms of who the Taskmaster actually is, right? Like, I don't know if they're going that route. He'll probably be some disgruntled SHIELD employee, though, right? Like, what is his actual story?
He's definitely like a Soviet dude, like a Soviet era. Like, I don't know.
What is
some
his
guy.
comic book lore in terms of who he is?
His name
He is. He's a commander of the Red Room who possesses an uncanny photographic reflexes that allow him to mimic the fighting techniques of other individuals. Oh, so he's just a commander of the Red Room, is all we know. As it pertains to the MCU.
Red Rum. Yeah.
Wait, who is Dreykov? Oh,
All the Russian baddies.
Yeah,
All the Russian baddies.
there is a lot.
Yeah, dude.
All right. I'm going to close his Wikipedia. 'Cause I got into spoiler territory, I think.
Don't spoil.
I'm not going to. Anyways, that movie comes out July 7th? 9th?
I think it was 9th, right?
It's a single digit in July. I'm going to I think I'm going to go to a theater. I think I'm going to see that in a theater. I think it's time.
I mean, look, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the whole, like, I ate it at a restaurant the other day. An actual restaurant.
Yep.
It was crazy.
It's a little weird.
I was like,
Right?
but hey, the food was good. So I don't know. It was dim sum. So I was like,
Ooh.
bring me some more.
See, you did it
was
right.
great.
You did it right. You celebrated your first restaurant going experience. I went to like McDonald's.
Oh, there's your problem.
That was my mistake. That's
Well,
what I get.
Some food just doesn't translate as well to like the delivered option, and I think dim sum is definitely one of those.
True.
Also, maybe a controversial point, ramen. I just don't think ramen is as good when you order it. I've tried it. I feel like you really have to go there and have it fresh in the big steaming bowl, you know?
Let me just say, totally agree. But counterpoint, pho, on the other hand, totally fine with delivered.
Yes.
For some
yes.
reason,
Pho
that
translates
delivered's
well.
fine. Ramen, not. But I feel like they're like cousins. They would be like in the same barbecue. They like show up. They like, you know, it's a soup, noodle, meat. It's roughly the same. But it's not. but it's totally not the same. You would think, yeah, no, it could work. I'm telling you, it doesn't work. You order ramen from a place, that ramen's going to show up and it's going to like not be what you think good. You're going to be like ready for it. And it's going to be like, I was all right. But that shit shows up and you're like, yeah, that hit every spot. I got like 8 spots and it hit all 8. Yeah. Now I'm like, man, I can use some of that meatball pho. All right, I need to shut up about food.
Yeah,
I woke up and I'm hungry and I haven't eaten yet.
You're making me hungry. I was gonna say I'm getting hungry and I haven't had my coffee yet.
This is your fault. This is your fault for not eating.
I'm aware whose fault it is.
It happens. The other clip that got released alongside the Black Widow clip last night was the Loki clip, which I think does have more relevance in terms of like a story. You could definitely tell that they released these at the same time to kind of show this splinter that is occurring in terms of the content coming out of the MCU in the next couple of months. It is entitled Introducing Agent Mobius and follows Owen Wilson's character kind of talking to Loki right after something happened. There's one of the comments that Loki makes is that he has that this is all ordained by like 2 giant space lizards or something like that.
Yeah, he's like, he makes fun of the 3 giant space lizards.
Yeah.
And so knowing a little bit about this, and if I'm wrong, internet, let me know.
Okay.
But like the lore here is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
So the TVA obviously deals with time and like the keeping the timeline in order and all that stuff. And it's run by 3, I don't know that I call them space, like 3 green dudes, like 3 green looking guys. And the basic premise, it's nonsense. I think this was a Thor. I don't know. I don't remember if it was Thor or not, but there's some kind of nonsense where at the end, like at the literal heat death of the universe, and this is where this show's going, by the way, at the literal heat death of the universe, this guy who is like, He Who Remains, I think is his name. He's like an old ass dude.
Yeah.
And he's like, I am the last TVA director. And in order to make it so like once the universe dies and then like is reborn, I need to make sure that, you know, the next iteration of the universe is sort of guided. And I'm going to do that. And so his old ass creates like 3 dudes who are called like the time somethings, and
it's the timekeepers, or
there's
the time twisters.
There's like time twisters, and then timekeepers. And I think that the problem was like the twisters were like baddies, and so he had to make the keepers. I don't remember if it created parallel universes. It's been years, by the way. I don't know if it like, created parallel universes or whatever, but basically, this old ass dude created these guys to watch over the timeline. And so that's the background of what's happening in this story. So when he drops like these 3 lizards, basically what he's saying is the 3 lizards, which were created by the old man, which were created by the guy, like the old man who lived at the heat death of the universe before the universe reset. Like that's the foundations of what this show is right now.
Yeah.
What they literally just said was like, it's going to be real weird. That's where we're at.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I love
That's
how
crazy.
They lean into the weirdness though, with like specifically saying space lizards. Like it almost sounds like conspiracy theorist. Well, like they don't even try to make it like they literally. It's what is the tactic called? Like kind of like lamp shading, where it's like they acknowledge how ludicrous the premise is and then just move past it. Which is personally how I think all comic book media should be held. Or should like, because I feel like in theory, just like if you think about the concept of most of these characters and storylines, they're crazy. They're just psycho, and nobody would ever logically do the thing these people do. Like, you know, and so I think like acknowledging that it's ludicrous and moving on from it instead of trying to make it realistic is the move. Because we struggled with this a lot with the earlier superhero movies, was trying to make them realistic. I still remember a scene from X-Men where it's like, you know, what are you guys wearing? It's like, what are we supposed to wear? Yellow spandex. I'm like, you guys are wearing pleather, like all leather bodies. That's way worse than yellow spandex. And y'all are dunking on the yellow spandex as though
Yes.
that is somehow ludicrous. Nobody would ever wear that, but wearing head to toe pleather makes sense. That's just something that we would wear. And in that moment, I was like, why are you even trying to make it realistic? This is why your costume suck, because somebody there was like, not only do we have to make a nod to the yellow spandex that Wolverine normally wears, we have to explain how it would be ludicrous for him to wear that, but it would be normal for any person to wear matching pleather bodysuits, because let me tell you, those costumes aged horribly.
Oh,
and they didn't even look good when they came out compared to like Negasonic's, I love her X-Men jumpsuit. I think it's fantastic, but yeah, I wish more people were like, wait, so there's giant space lizards? Yeah. Next.
Well, and they do a great job of it because like Loki is the one saying that, right? So for like fans of the MCU or people that don't know anything about like where the story is going, they're like, wait a minute, even Loki thinks all this shit is bullshit. Like I can kind of get with this. And then Owen Wilson, Mobius and Mobius, which is his actual name, is just kind of like, oh yeah, no, that's all accurate. We're here to protect the royal timeline, or the what do they call it in the thing? The Omega timeline, sacred timeline. Yeah.
I just want to just to show you the weirdness we're getting into. Let me just repeat: the guy who is the last director of the thing that he is currently at. Think about the mind-bending time travel of that.
He Who Remains.
The guy who's the last director of the thing that Loki is currently at decides like that. That line is like a Mobius strip of dialogue.
Yeah,
that's what I'm hoping the show is. It's like it is bodonkers. I'm ready for it to be weird. I'm ready for it to be crazy. I want more like that scene where Thor and Loki go to visit Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange puts Loki in like a 30-minute free fall. I want that for a show. I want like that level of total insanity for a show where also it's played off as silly, where Loki just hits the ground. If you were falling for 30 minutes, then you just hit the ground, that would probably end badly for you. But like you are already at terminal velocity. That's going to be bad.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of really great things they can do with the show and get away with because of how silly it can be. I think that's tons of fun.
I do worry about the idea that there's only 6 episodes, right? Like I think Falcon and Winter Soldier somewhat fell victim to this. Like 6 episodes is tough to tell a complete, fully rounded story without like the final episode being this like kind of rushed thing. Because like we all knew what the end goal of Falcon and the Winter Soldier was ultimately going in, right? I have no idea what the fuck the end of the Loki season 1 arc is at all. I would probably think that maybe we do it the end of the first one, the end of the first episode, right? Like they'll probably set up whatever the potential big bad is, or maybe they like break the multiverse and that's why it leads into some other nonsense kind of happening in the background of Shang-Chi and the Eternals, and then Doctor Strange shows up and he has to like fix shit. I don't know. I
would be perfectly happy if Loki, because he's dead in the cinematic universe, right?
Yes.
I would love it if this, like, I'd be perfectly all right if it was just like Loki has a show. He is part of like the TVA. He does his like he and Owen Wilson are like buddy cops.
It's a buddy cop show.
I would love that show. If the two of them are just like the one guy who's all business and the one guy who's like a goofball, and they run around time, and like there's clearly one episode where I think it's supposed to be trying to be DB Cooper. Is that like when in the trailer, like he's on a plane, he jumps out of the plane and vanishes, and I'm like, that's a time caper. That's a time caper, and I would love to see more time capers with the two of them together. That would be a ton of fun. As a series, just like, and then they went back to Egypt. Oh, now they're back. Oh, dinosaurs, crazy. Would love it. Would love all of it.
You just want more sliders. That's all you want.
I was going to say, it would be like a cool, there was like that show with Scott Baio. And I remember, I feel like my mom was into it, where they like jumps through time.
Well, there was sliders, and then there was
Quantum Leap?
Quantum Leap.
Quantum Leap?
Quantum Leap, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it'd be kind of Quantum Leap meets Doctor Strange meets BPRD. Like, there's a lot
Love
of
it.
writing potential there that extends outside of the MCU, and they can have fun with like a lot of comic book stuff and all of that. But I mean, this trailer for me, I feel like confirmed we're gonna get some type of post credit or cameo from Doctor Strange. Because, like, as the
I can see
keeper
that.
of the time stone, I feel like if it didn't happen in WandaVision, I think there's going to be some drop for the Madness movie. I think there's going to be some Easter egg. I don't know I can't say what the extent of it's going to be.
Mephisto.
I feel like there's going to be something small.
It's gonna show up, I think, in 6 episodes. He's
in
gonna
episode
be
2, there was a fly that buzzes around Loki's head 6 times. We all know that if you play that scene 3 times, that 666 flies are the symbol of Mephisto.
Yep.
Mephisto confirmed.
You guys are way too good at dropping the Mephisto references.
Yep.
I do think Doctor Strange would be interesting because I don't know. Did we talk about this last week where they definitely said Doctor Strange was going to be in WandaVision at the very end, but that they removed Doctor Strange because they thought it would lessen the impact of the show. Like people would only talk about Doctor Strange and not what happened in the last episode of WandaVision.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I could see that because he's a badass.
And in the end, she's doing the Doctor Strange thing. Like she's literally Doctor Strange training. So I think that's where he was supposed to be.
Failing at it because she's like meditating and like screaming, and then like she screams. Whereas like when he meditates, okay. So I was thinking about this as a kind of recovering Doctor Strange. No, I'm still obsessed. Let's be real. I stan Doctor Strange the way the army stands BTS. Okay, so.
Who is BTS?
Are they? Is that another superhero from like DC or something? Or
is that like some sort of?
Are you talking about like behind the scenes
organization? Yeah. What is BTS?
Who are they?
British Television Service.
We're gonna get canceled. That fandom is massive. They're gonna come after us. You boys don't know what we're getting into. The tiger we can't poke.
I'm not poking. I love and stan those boys. Let's not pretend. If anyone was like, I'll give you $1 to wear a BTS shirt, and be like, yeah, $1, hell yes, and a free T-shirt. You're on.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, what were you gonna say, Bron? Sorry, we rudely interrupted
No, you're
you
fine.
for a goof.
So like I feel like the way the arc that superheroes go on, because I've been rewatching like all the MCU movies, is I feel like they hit a point where they are very freaking cool and very freaking powerful, and then the writers of the movies are like, oh shit, how do we challenge this person again? And instead of introducing a villain that can properly challenge them, they find a reason to like nerf the hero. Because I feel like that is one of the big things with Iron Man 3, I noticed. And I've noticed it with just like they have to, like the Hulk, like they come up with a reason why they can't continue to be badass or why they have to scale them back. And instead of introducing a villain that can match it, which is what happens in the comic books, they find a reason why Tony can't use his suit, or why, the Hulk, can't rage out because maybe he can't come back, or maybe he'll get stuck at the Hulk. So after the, if you look at Endgame, we cannot look at the scenes Doctor Strange has in that and be like, yo, the multiverse of madness is going to be crazy, because that astral projection scene with like the 13. Okay, first of all, I physically screamed when I saw it. But he like levitates and fights, like splits himself into like his soul into like 8 parts and fights Thanos, and then perceives every possibility of the universe, and then opens like 13 million portals to get everybody there. And it's like, this man is carrying the team on his back. Like, I'm not trying to downplay the other Avengers, but he was like, get in my backpack. I will carry you to victory in the bot lane. We're winning this League of Legends ranked match. All right. And then he goes and does it. So it makes you wonder, how, like, writing wise, they're going to handle this. Are they going to introduce a villain that matches him, or are they going to do what they always do, which is figure out a problem he has? It could be they take his time stone. It could be they have to explain, like, well, maybe he doesn't have the time stone anymore, and maybe, because we don't know really, like, weren't the Infinity Stones destroyed at the end of Endgame?
No, they were just put back.
Yeah, Cap wouldn't put them all back in their timelines.
But so then I wonder.
I guess he would still have it then, right? If the timeline is corrected for that stone, then Doctor Strange should still have it.
We are entering the don't think about it territory, because if you think about this,
I could have sworn it was
gonna hurt
destroyed.
yourself.
Wasn't it like destroyed?
So what ends up happening is,
oh right, Thanos destroyed him. You're right. According
to the movie, all the things were taken back to the timeline that leads up to Thanos' snap. And then Thanos destroys them with a second snap. So, that's where they were put back. So those stones are gone. You're totally right. However, a divergent timeline now exists where... Actually, I don't think it's divergent. I think it's the snap happened. There's 5 years, and then they just show up again, and they disappear again.
Yeah. I think you're right.
I think the whole point is there is no divergent timeline. There's just a 5-year period where half the population of the universe is gone, and then they just come back.
It's the only thing that's it's self-contained in Endgame apart from Loki, right? Like he's the
Loki's
variable.
the divergent, and that's why he has the show.
That's why he's got the show. Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
and I think that's what they're going to try to explain. I think a lot of what this show is going to try to do is explain that, because the fact that we're talking about this, if we're confused about it, I promise you there's a larger demographic that's even more confused about it.
You're absolutely right. They tried to explain it in Endgame, but the problem with time travel is, even though they mention it in Endgame,
what's the problem with time travel here, Jesse?
Well, let me tell you, there's so many variations in all of movies that even in Endgame they had to lampoon them, and really in Endgame there is no technical time warping happening here. Literally, it's like they go back, they get the stones, they bring them to the future, they use them, take them back. And I guess it works, but anytime you make time travel like the point of your movie, it's already like, we're in bonkers town. So whatever, turn off your brain, let's have fun. So that's why when I look at Loki, I'm expecting it to be wild, because when you no longer have to care about time, like Avengers, you got Tony. He's like, I don't want to change what already happened, and because he wants to keep his daughter, but he's also like, we have to bring people back. So don't even bother thinking about, imagine Bronze and I, let's say in a hypothetical, Bronze and I were married, and the snap happened, and I vanished. Bronze, being so torn up about it, throws herself from a bridge. She can't live in a universe without me. Throws herself from a bridge.
Okay. All right. Go on.
Re-snap, Hulk snap. I come back. Bronze is still dead. According to Tony Stark, Bronze still died.
True.
And I'm like, what happened to my wife? Where'd she go? They're like, oh, well, Tony didn't want to bring back everybody. I'm just saying, isn't that what happened? Am I crazy? He's like, things that happen, we can't.
Yeah, that is real.
You're telling me during that 5-year period where half the world's population vanishes, people weren't like, there's no point in living anymore. Like, my whole family's gone. Like, that would have been the worst time period. And Tony's just like, I can't lose what I've got, Cap. And I'm like, but Tony, we gotta do. I don't know. I feel like the more you think about time travel stuff, the more it's like, hold up. Oh no. Which is why I think making it a lighter affair, making it more fun and whimsical, like with Loki, what I think that show's trying to do, is much better for telling a time travel story.
Right.
I agree. Also, much better for telling a time travel story. Hear me out. You get snapped away. You come back, and I'm married to one of the really attractive members of BTS.
Here's the thing. I wouldn't blame you. I'd be like, that was an upgrade. You got
like
it.
Sugar
He was probably
or V,
he was probably
just one
going
of
through
them.
some stuff. He was like,
Yeah.
the rest of the band got snapped.
Yeah,
What?
and then you just show up, and we're like,
Yeah.
this is awkward.
Positive note, BTS has an opening slot, and I feel like I could do it. Like, BTS and me. Just think about it. Think about that future.
Okay. I'll
Just
think about it. I'll think about it. Jesse, we're going to let Bronze recover from that comment. Can you do me a favor, Jesse? Can you center the camera on? Can you stand up? I need to see this shirt that you're currently wearing.
This shirt?
God damn it, Jesse.
This shirt? What? What? Look, I'm not standing up because I'm in my boxers, so you're just going to have to deal with it.
No,
I'm not going to flash my wang in front of people.
I'm saying, God damn it,
I'm not
Jesse.
going to jail. I'm not getting put on live stream fails. Not me. I'm not standing up.
I'm saying, God damn it, Jesse.
I got bright red boxers on right now. I'm not going to be like, Merry Christmas. No, that's not happening. That's not happening.
When was the last time you were at Target, Jesse Cox?
I haven't been at Target in a while.
What?
I got this shirt
from
JCPenney's about 2 years ago.
Okay. All right.
I was walking through a mall and I saw it like on a rack and was like, who? Usually I'm not a big like JCPenney's guy, but I saw it at a JCPenney's 2 years ago and I bought this instantly.
Here's the full
purchase.
story. Here's the full story. I recently did my annual t-shirt buying bonanza that I sometimes do, which really just means that I went to Target.com and looked at all their new graphic tees. That was one of the shirts that I bought. There? No, that's what I bought. I have that shirt upstairs. I was very excited to reveal it, but you stole the thunder, Jesse. You took it away from me.
I'm gonna let you know something. I have two of this shirt.
So do I. Oh, of the same shirt. Okay, I have two Japanese Star Wars shirts.
I don't know why I have two of the same shirt, but for some reason I do, and it's really worrying because I don't remember buying two. So clearly I like blacked out and bought another. It's real weird, y'all.
I heard this is going to be the focus of Loki season 1, episode 5. It's going to be where the shirt came from.
Where he puts the shirt in my closet. Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like it's one of those things that someone bought it for me, and I was like, "Oh, thank you." And then I saw it and was like, "Oh my god!" and bought it. And now I have two.
Good shirt.
JCPenney's. Yeah. I don't even. Do JCPenney's exist anymore? I don't know. I literally haven't been to a mall in a year and a half. I couldn't tell you what's happening with the world.
I don't think malls.
I was gonna say, do they still exist?
You know, I was thinking about this earlier. Let's just take the show full. Let's go full off the rails here. I was thinking about this earlier, Jesse, and you're like, I went and ate in a restaurant for the first time in a year. What happened? What is the mind of a kid who like formed memories? Like memories became a thing for these adolescents growing up in COVID times that have never been to a restaurant.
The therapy. That's what it is. I'm telling you, there's going to be like a lot of people are going to need to talk to a lot of people about the last year. I can't imagine, like, because of my job, I think because of our job, and because of like how fortunate we are that we get to work from home and stream and stuff, we're very, very lucky.
Totally.
But I can't imagine being 14, 15, 16 and being told like, well, you can't really see your friends because they might kill you. And you can't go to school because that might kill us. And you can't like go out to eat. And you can't do this. Like, I do not envy any parent in that situation or any child in that situation. That sucks, dude. That sucks. Yeah. So yeah, if I would definitely have some sort of like lifelong something from this for sure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't come out of the last year and be like, I'm fine. Look, I'd be really messed up. Oh yeah.
If you're going if you're going into college right now and you need a career choice, definitely get a psychology degree, you know, become a therapist.
I mean, you would be able to, you know, diagnose all my problems. I feel I could always use somebody to do that. I got a lot.
Yeah.
So
is there like another segment of people? Okay. I don't know if this is unpopular opinion.
All right, let's hear it.
That feel vindicated in being an introvert now.
Oh yeah. No, that's me. The entire time, dude, it was so funny when we were probably like 2 months into COVID, like when COVID really started being a thing of like, all right, we actually can't go out anymore. Like we have to like when that started happening, the conversation with my therapist was like, so how are you doing with COVID? And I'm like, wait, something changed? Like my
Right?
life is 100% exactly the same, except I
That
don't get
just
made
goes-
fun of for going outside.
That
Yeah.
goes to show like
Yeah.
how fortunate we are.
Oh,
in our
100%.
job. Like,
yeah.
I always have to like if there's something terrible going on and I like gut check myself and realize it doesn't affect me all that much. I'm like, oh, that's because I'm privileged as shit.
Yes.
Like, yes,
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate.
yes.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's a
Like,
huge thing.
Yes and no,
that-
though, right, Jesse? Because like this is something that was a negative. For like most people do not get praised on being introverted. Like everybody, you're supposed to be like outgoing, right?
Right.
You have to come up with all these bizarre reasons to not go out or not engage in something or stay at home. You have to come up with something. And then all of a sudden it was like, you didn't. You just had the reason right there. You could just be like, sorry, I can't.
Yeah.
Safety. And it was
this
like
is a solid
kind of-
comedy bit happening right now. Like this
Is
is a
it?
stand-up special. Oh, for sure. There's
Oh
gonna
my-
be a comedian who's like, all right, no, I know y'all like, oh yeah. This is your bit. You should be doing this.
Well,
Because here's the thing. You're not I understand you're not wrong. Like I get how being introverted. Everyone I know who's an introvert was like, I've never been happier. It's crazy.
yeah. Well, here's the flip side to that is now that everything's opening back up, we've had a year of like the true introvert experience. And now we have to go back to, I mean, this already happened to me where we have to go back to like normalcy. And it's like, oh, fuck, I have to like talk to this person. I think, I don't know. Do I say,
I've been waiting for this.
how does
I've been
this,
waiting. I'm like,
what am I,
yes.
small? I've had to learn how to have small talk again.
I'm bad at it.
The wedding was the trial run for that for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like I think I've become so desensitized to horrible things that like even at the wedding I was like, oh yeah, I went to go shopping for boots and somebody said like called me a red dot. It was like the quintessential Texas experience. And everyone was like, that's horrible. And I was like, no, I thought it was funny. There was legit a moment, Jesse. I don't know if you remember. I was like telling the story as like a funny story, and everyone was like, "That's horrible that someone would call you that." And I was like, "But but this boots have a story now."
Yeah. you got a pair of boots out of it. Is the answer?
Yeah. So, anyways, that's going to be a huge focus of Loki. Obviously, is going to be COVID and the response, of the world, and he's got to
I'm going to
fix the
say
timeline.
probably not.
There
I'm going to
is
say
one-
probably not.
So, if to glean from the previews of the show, there is that one very visited scene of like he's running for president, and then everyone's trying to kill him. So I don't know what's going on there. I think that's a comic book thing where he like was president somewhere in some timeline. But I think I'm kind of with Jesse where if like each episode is just like this time travel / reality travel goof of like, hey, we're in this awkward situation, we got to fix this, and then they find the MacGuffin, and then like Owen Wilson goes wow, and then blinks him out of existence, and he shows back up at the TVA. Like, sounds good. I'm into that.
I think it can be the like Umbrella Academy, which I enjoy tremendously.
Yes.
But I feel like it can be like Umbrella Academy is very serious in what it is. Like it has some goofy moments, but it's very like it's an overarching story that's serious. I feel like this has the potential to be in that same category of show where you don't know what to expect, and every week it's kind of like, but it is goofy and fun, and it's Loki and Owen Wilson. As by the way, if Owen Wilson ever approached me and said, "My name is Agent Mobius," I'd be like, "No, it's not."
You know what
That's
his name is?
Your name is like Ted.
His name's Mobius M. Mobius. That's his actual character name.
Yeah, and they
That's
call
what
him
I'm
like
saying.
Moby.
Yeah.
If he came to me, I'd be like, "Nah, you're like a Phil."
Well,
Right?
yeah.
It's so the whole thing is so bizarre from top to bottom. And if they play it bizarre and they play it silly and fun, I think, this could there's a lot of comedy that can be put into this show that I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah.
I want to laugh.
Same.
I think they're following the run from 2016 because I remember when we were first talking about Loki, I was telling y'all about how there was like a run like 5 or 6 years ago where because Loki's like kind of old and not hot, but then Hiddleston played him in the MCU, and I think they were like, let's make him hot again. So they did this whole like funny bit where Loki's trapped in a young body and is actually trying to like get into his OG body, because I think he may lose some of his powers, and he's forced by I think it's Freya to like confront some of the bad things he's done. It's like this whole repentance thing. But I think it was like 2017. I think it was 3 or 4 years ago. They did this whole thing in the election. Wait, it would have to have been 2016, because I want to say it was in an election year, where they highlighted how like messed up the American elections were by doing like a vote for Loki or Loki for president bit, where he tries to become like a good guy by running for president, and he's like kissing babies and lying, and he's perfectly suited to doing it. Like and the entire thing was like a parody on like how ridiculous like our elections are, how sometimes they're a popularity contest and all of that stuff, and how it's never about the issues. It's just about how likable a candidate is. And I think they even poked fun at the electoral college system, if I remember. But in it, like Loki's running for president. So it kind of like confirms, or at least like kind of reinforces, that they're probably going to be borrowing a lot from that 2016 storyline in this one, where he's probably righting some of his wrongs maybe, but also trying to be a good guy.
Yeah.
By, of course, getting involved in politics as Loki does.
Of course.
I am all down for. It's one of my favorite tropes is like the bad guy attempts to be a good guy while being bad guy, and it never works out, and it's always ridiculous, and he always like makes things worse. But I love the idea. He's like, I'm trying. I love that kind of thing. It's one of my favorite like goofball. Like the bad guy is like, I saved the train, and then it like pans over and all the cars are destroyed behind him. They're like, what? Yeah. I love that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And there's like the thing I remember from it is there's this whole bit where Loki's like on the campaign trail and he's like, listen, all politicians lie. At least with me, you know I'm going to lie, and I'll lie to your face. And that's more respect than everybody else is giving you. And people are like, I really find his honesty refreshing and his candor refreshing. And you're like, he just said he's gonna lie, but they're like, yeah, but with Loki, you know, he admits he's gonna lie, and really we appreciate that honesty, and people literally vote for him because he's refreshing and different and tells the truth about lying. And you're like, this is so close to reality. It can't. It's
but
a great
also,
comic.
What if that was a lie and he was telling the truth?
It's true. Got a point. You got a point. One of the other questions I think I have about Loki, after doing some research into the TVA, so apparently Mobius, Owen Wilson's character, is meant to resemble Marvel Comics editor Mark Gruenwald, who has been Marvel's quote continuity. Jeez, I can't read. Expert in the comics. And so now every member of the TVA was meant to be a clone of him. So does that mean that like Owen Wilson, in terms of middle management, is going to play every middle management at the TVA? He's just going to like talk to himself? Are they going to go that far with it? Or is it going to be like his brother's going to show up, like Luke Wilson shows up?
Honestly, I think that would be a fun reveal if they have a thing where Loki kills Owen Wilson. Oh, and then he just like the door opens and another Owen Wilson walks in. He's like, all right, so where were we? I would love bits like that. That'd be super fun.
That'd be great. Yeah.
But I for those who are not aware, I believe the whole goof of the TVA is it's literally a response to people being like, Marvel's timeline's confusing.
Yes.
And it's like a goof. Yeah. Like, no. So let's make this a thing that's like the continuity experts of the Marvel timeline is pretty much what this is.
Yeah.
The people who are like, and that's why the guy's based off of the guy who like controls the continuity of the entire story.
Yep. There are some other casts that have been announced. This might be slight spoilers, so I guess take your headphones off for 5 seconds if you don't want to hear this. But first I have to butcher this poor woman's name. Because I'm just not gonna, Gugulethu Sophia Mbathara, I think is how you say her name. She is playing Ravana Lexus Renslayer, a member of the TVA who serves as one of its judges. So she's going to be like Owen Wilson's boss, I guess.
She'll probably be one of the people that we see when he's in that room where they're all like up on the dais around him.
Yeah.
I would assume.
Probably. And then there's another actress whose name I'm 100% going to butcher. Wunmi Mosaku is playing Hunter B-15, who's a member
I feel like
of
that's
the
the
TVA.
woman who's like chasing him in the trailer.
I think so. I think that makes sense. There's also Sophia Di Martino, who doesn't say what he's playing. Richard E. Grant, Sasha Lane, Erica Coleman, and Eugene Cordero have all been cast in undisclosed roles within the show. There's some information about who Ravana is just in general, but I feel like that is very spoilery, so I'm not going to go into that. But you can go and look up that information if you want to. In a lot of ways, I think that might pertain to the potential future of the MCU.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. No, I'm continuing to read this this article, and I'm like, oh yeah, no,
You're the one who's like, don't spoil, and now you're like, I'm in.
She's going to be a big role, I think, in the MCU coming out of this show. If they stick to what her character is supposed to be. I didn't know any of that. I'm kind of sad that I read all that. Don't go and do that if you don't want potential plot stuff of Loki spoiled. Anyways, this show comes out. When is the first episode? It's in like, what, 2 weeks? 3 weeks? 3 weeks from now, I think, right? Is it the 2nd or is it the 9th? I think it's the 9th.
Why is everything in my brain? Everything's the 9th. For some reason, everything's the 9th.
Dude, have you actually looked about what the first 2 weeks of June are? It's actually stupid. It might be the stupidest release schedule of everything. I'm actually upset with how crazy it is.
Wait, what's happening in the first 2 weeks of June?
Well, June 9th, Loki, which we just talked about. June 11th is Guilty Gear release. Also June 11th is Ratchet and Clank release. There's also 2 other big releases that week. June 12th, E3 starts and continues to the 15th.
The online E3?
Yeah, the digital E3 experience. There's like 3 other things that come out around that time. Chivalry 2, launches on the 8th. So that's on that
really
Tuesday.
Good, y'all. That game's super fun.
What else is there? Burning Crusade launches on the 1st. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, which is the DLC, comes out the 10th. For some reason, the first 2 weeks of June are just insane. They're just absolutely insane. So now
that also seems to go against normally what happens with video games, where like during that time nothing's coming out because it's E3 time.
Yeah, it's
interesting. What an interesting year.
I'm gonna pull an executive producer here and save what I was going to do for the rest of this episode, because we're already over an hour. This might be this might be one of the shortest episodes thus far. Because I feel like if we got into
what were we gonna do though? What were we about to do?
I already tweeted that we were gonna do it on Twitter. We were going to rank the entire MCU so far.
The entire MCU?
That's an episode in itself.
Woo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We were going to have the MCU Crew tier list or ranking list of the MCU. But we don't, that's a 2 or 3 hour deal.
This could be a divisive battle.
No, it's going to be a long battle. We're going to have to take, some people are going to have to take an L for a W somewhere else, as the kids say.
All right, real quickly. Is there a shit tier thing? Is there something that is like bottom?
Incredible Hulk, I think, is bottom tier for most people.
I would agree. You're correct, because I wouldn't even have considered that on the list.
It's
I wouldn't
part
even
of the
have
MCU.
added it to the list.
It's part of the MCU.
I'm aware.
Age of Ultron for me is pretty close.
Really? Okay. I think Age of Ultron. See, we're already doing it. I think Age of Ultron has redeemed itself over the past couple of years because of it served as a source material for so many other things. But
I mean, those things are good, but if you take something horrible and make something good out of it, Like mushrooms. I hate mushrooms, but there are some things that are made out of mushrooms that I enjoy. That doesn't make mushrooms anything other than a fungus.
What if you just take mushrooms by itself?
I would enjoy.
It
Like
could
psychedelic
be it could be, yeah, it could be a good experience or a bad experience, Doesn't work. I'm just saying your logic is flawed. Bronze, that's what I'm getting at here.
I just want to shit on Iron Man 2 some more, honestly. If we could get to that part of the conversation.
I feel like I'm going to be
just-
the anti-Bronze and anti-Jesse of that conversation. Are
you telling me that you're out there like, I love a movie where the bad guy spends 20% of his dialogue being like, where's my bird? Where is my bird? That's not my bird. That's most of the movie.
Iron
Terrible.
Man 2, colon.
I want my bird.
Where's
Give me
my bird?
You don't love when they take his shoes, Jesse? You don't love that scene where he's like, take his shoes, and then you see that actor, I think, what is his name? Mickey Rourke, you see his feet, and you're like, is that makeup or is that his feet? You don't remember that? Where you're just like, what the?
He's an actual hobbit.
Oh,
Don't make fun of the
all
man.
I'm saying is,
Don't make fun of the
that
man.
movie is such a mess that the only parts I remember are the parts of Mickey Rourke being really weird.
You need to
rest of it
rewatch
is
it.
like-
Here's the thing. Here
The
is the
rest of it's
thing.
not good
Here's
that I
the
just
thing.
love Mickey Rourke's like, "Oh, I don't speak well." You're like, yeah, this guy's great.
Here is the thing.
They
Having
don't have
watched,
heads. How do you fit people inside? How do you fit people inside the bodies? Where's my bird? That's my. I'm just gonna redo the entire movie, my version. I asked for robot for suits, and this is like a robot guy. What is my bird? Yeah, and scene.
it's drone better. Drone's better,
Sam
Drone's
Rockwell
better.
was great in Iron
He's
Man
great.
2. You're absolutely right.
I think
Chat, you're
I
absolutely
think
right.
that movie's biggest flaw, which I know this is a popular opinion, is that it has too many villains, which is also my issue with Aquaman. But this isn't the DCU crew. This is the MCU crew.
It's true.
And
Yeah.
I think they could have 100% just done a film with just Hammer, because that guy has
Yes.
like charisma
Oh,
and smarminess out the pores, and they just didn't
yeah.
want to commit to it.
I think that's
And
Armor
They
Wars.
just didn't want to do it.
I think
you
he'll be
know?
there in Armor Wars. I hope he's there
Yeah.
in Armor
I would
Wars.
love to see his
I
character
hope so,
again.
too.
He's great.
I hope
So good.
He's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, even from the first movie, and then like that scene at the beginning with the pilot who's in like the fake suit and then gets his torso ripped around. He's like, he survived, by the way. So like all of his lines are delivered in just classic like
Perfectly. Yeah.
corporate CEO asshole, but like good. I don't know how to describe it. Somehow he still sells it, because let me tell you, that character would be so easy to hate, but somehow I still find myself like kind of chuckling at the stupid shit he does.
The whole scene where he's showing I'm blanking for a second. Showing War Machine what they can put inside the suit, and then he talks about, I think it's the ex-wife or something like that, as the small little that whole scene is like a perfect just encapsulation of everything that character is. It's 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Bronze, you're totally right. That Iron Man 2 suffers from the fact that the first third of the movie is about this guy with electro whips trying to kill Tony Stark for vengeance. And then the rest of the movie, that dude's put on the sidelines while it's Justin Hammer, who's like the villain, who should have been the villain the entire time, like creating Robo Iron Man. And then at the very end, it's like, I'm back because I want my bird. And that's like, that sucks. That's terrible. That's like a bad way to tell a movie.
For being back is really stupid too.
Yes.
Because there's a scene where he's in prison where he's like, oh yeah, you know what, you tried to kill me. He's like, I don't have to kill you. If people could see that a god can bleed, like basically does this whole speech, which is actually pretty good, about how if people see that God can bleed, he's not God anymore, and that there's blood in the water now, and he did his job. And I was like, oh, cool. But then they bring him back, and I'm like, and then he tries to kill him, and I'm like, wasn't your whole point that you don't need to kill Iron Man, that you did your work, that you succeeded? Wasn't that your whole thing, the whole point you made? And then you were like, just kidding, I'm back and I'm going to kill you though. And it's like, but you just said that you didn't have to, that Okay, I give up.
They had a great plot that they should have focused on. I mean, like, even though they made Justin Hammer kind of be like a goofball, he was sleazy, he was a schemer, he had like all the perfect tropes of being like a corporate villain. And at the same time, Tony, who is like the opposite of who that guy is slowly poisoned. They should have gone hard in on like the alcoholic Tony. They should have gone like in on it, because then the villain is like, even though he's a sleazy corpo guy, he also is about business and working, and he's not a playboy like Tony. And so you can see the two like differences between them and how that would like play towards the end. Instead, they were like, and then there's a whip man. It's like, oh, come on. There was so much they could have done there. And then the crazy thing is, I think they were like, oh, we learned our lesson from that. So the third movie, the villain is definitely going to be a corpo guy, pretending to be not a corpo guy. And it's like, you learned nothing. You learned nothing.
We'll have that conversation one day.
One day.
I think hearing the two, I've actually internally reworked what I think that might have to be a much longer segment than what I was already thinking it was going to be. So maybe we do the like ranking of the different phases. I don't know. Maybe that's how we start the next show, is we actually figure out how we're going to do this. And then we do the first part of it. And then we save it till after Loki's done. Because once Loki comes out, we're good for 7-ish weeks, 8 weeks.
I mean, I think show. we can also just chunk it, right? So like go through the Iron Man movies, go through Captain America, or go through phase 1, best of the phase 1 films, best phase 2. And then from there break out and be like, all right, here's our list for phase 1 and phase 2. Combine them together. Where do things land? True. Like that kind of thing.
That's probably the best way. I agree. We'll do that.
So we aren't competing,
next week. Because
I think it's really unfair to combine to put phase 1 things up against like phase 3 things where they actually knew what they were doing.
Yeah. We've got 3 weeks till Loki. So we can get some of that conversation started probably next week.
You guys have any interest in MODOK?
I was going to bring that up.
A trailer today.
I think it looks pretty good. It's not going to,
right? It looks funny.
I don't think it's going to have, it's outside of the MCU world, right? Like it is its own thing. But it looks pretty funny. Like the idea of MODOK having a family, like being an everyday guy, is pretty silly.
I love that MODOK's family is just MODOKs. Yeah. Like I think that's even funnier. It isn't just like a normal family and then MODOK. It's like the MODOKs. Yeah, I think that's
I hope they don't explain that. I hope that's not.
I hope there's no explanation. He's like, I met another MODOK and I love MODOK. Like, I hope there's none of that. It's just like, no, they exist. They're fine.
Yeah. It does make me sad that we'll never see him in the MCU.
Oh yeah.
Right? Because like if they're playing him off as
Captain America villain, right?
Yeah. He is a
Captain America, Captain Marvel, I feel like.
Yeah. He's definitely his own entity. Now, what were we gonna say though, Bronze?
It kind of reminds me of Vision. There was like a Vision comic where he has like a whole family, and it's actually amazing. And I think it's the first comic to hold the distinction for being a part of college curriculum. Like it was so good that there's like I think it was UC Berkeley that made it a part of their college curriculum for like the study of I think like modern storytelling or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but like it's won awards. It's so good. But I remember when it came out, I was like, an entire family of Visions. How good could this be? And it was phenomenal. So part of me is like, MODOK kind of like reminds me of that in the sense that you're like, there's just a whole family of MODOKs. But I feel like this is going to be like the bizarro version of the really good Vision comic where it's like, oh yeah, there's a family of Visions and there's also a family of MODOK.
I know that Patton Oswalt was like, if they want to put MODOK in the MCU, I would do it. And I'm like,
he would be so good.
It'd be great.
I'd be there for that.
It'd be fantastic. Yeah. I don't know if CG is like MODOK would essentially be Thanos's head, but like ultra wide in a chair. And I don't
but
know
his
how
head
that
is
would
also
look.
the body,
Yeah.
and it's like in like kind of a cage, in like a head cage.
I'll 100%. I think if you, I mean, even the very fact of what that looks like, I think all three of us are laughing now. I think if that is revealed to be like the big bad villain, and like I don't know, Captain Marvel's on the other side of the room, and like that's who they reveal behind the curtain, you're just kind of like, what the?
But
What?
TV show level villain would be
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
If Loki somehow met MODOK, holy crap, would that be an amazing scene?
Yeah.
That'd be so weird and bizarre.
It'd be good.
Would love it.
Apparently Bronze, so people, if anyone is curious, that Vision run is the run written by Tom King. And is apparently only $13 right now for the, I think it's only 6 comics. It was also a Eisner award-winning comic as well. So you can
Correct
go
me
and
if I'm
grab it.
wrong. Is that the one with the cover that has like all of them on the front porch, like right outside?
Yes.
I visually,
Yes.
I like can see it as
Very
clear
like
as day.
beaver cleaver.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Look, can I show, what is the DMCA rule of showing a comic book's frame? Am I safe?
None.
Okay.
I think you're safe.
This is
Yeah.
really,
It's just an image.
it's very unsettling.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
That's very unsettling right there.
it's so interesting
Jesus.
though. Yeah, the like them on the like the cover. I visually remember that cover, and
Yep.
yeah, man, it's like
Yep.
so weird. And I remember seeing it in an actual comic book store, and being like, "What the what?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This is the,
Yeah. I think I picked it up just because I was like, okay, let's check this out. I need to know.
Mhm.
And I think the two that blew me away was like this run of Vision and like Silver Surfer. Because they had like this very 70s style Silver Surfer that I thought like looked ridiculous. But then, yeah,
there's a
it
Vision
was
dog.
amazing.
Yes, that's part of the story. He makes a dog. He creates a dog.
I might have to read this.
It's really good. It's really
Who is
good.
this?
And it gets kind of emotional.
Who's this in the
Wait,
bottom
where?
left? Is that Havoc?
Bottom left.
Like with the 2 like black wings sticking out from his helmet. I don't know who that is
I
off the top
can't
of my
see
head.
on my end. I have you guys minimized a little
Oh,
bit. Not because
here.
you're not beautiful.
This person right here in the orange.
Yes. Wait, no. That's
Chat's saying Grim Reaper.
oh yeah. That's right. Yeah, it's not Havoc. It's some other dude.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. It's been 4 years since I've read this comic.
Yeah, I found the. I'm gonna see if I can put it in chat here for you. This is the cover that like got me.
Are you in
And I don't know what-
VMix chat? Let's see.
Yeah. That's the one that like I visually. That's what I think about every time I
Oh,
think
God.
about this arc.
Oh yeah.
Like it's such like a like seeing that for the first time. I was like, "What is this?"
Yeah. It's really. It's
There's
really
another one
good.
that I don't want to post. It's kind of a spoilery, but it's like one of those pushing under the rug shots, and it's it's. I don't want to spoil it because it definitely is a plot from the comic. But like this whole thing, when I saw this, I was like, "Man, this is gonna be weird."
I really need to reread this series now.
Yeah, I might have checked that
I
out as
missed
well.
it. It was like a good little mini series, and
It's only 6 issues.
it was so it was so popular. They took Kid Vision, for lack of a better word, and put them in champions. Because so there's like the Marvel Champions has Kamala Khan, Reyes' version of Ghost Rider, a young Scott Summers, Amadeus Cho as Hulk, and then Kid Vision. I think that's the whole roster. But yeah, it's like, you know, the young up and coming Marvel kids, but Kid Vision is in there. And so that it's like a lot of people love that comic, so they've been trying, I feel like, to put nods to it moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's cool.
I sent another image. You definitely don't need to show it if
It's
you don't
just-
want to.
Let me see.
But it's one of my favorite. It's another one.
Yeah,
Like this,
I
the
just saw
covers in
this.
this series are so
That was
good.
right.
They're so good.
It's a little spoiler, so I'm
I-
not going to show it. But I did see that as well. I was just looking at that on
So
Comixology.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. There's also an image from the comic of that issue that is a little bit crazy. Uh, so that's your homework, everyone. Go read Vision, the complete series. It's only 6 issues. It's a quick read. It's only $13 if you want to grab it on
That's your
Comicsology.
homework.
That's your
We're
homework.
now giving you homework.
Yeah.
I'd like you to go read
That's how it goes. The
Report
other
back.
thing that I did want to mention is, for whatever reason, and I'm curious for y'all's interest as well, I've always been Lego adverse. I don't want to sit there and build Legos because it just takes so much time. My brother has almost every Star Wars mega Lego thing over the years. They're also ungodly expensive. But now they've started putting out Marvel Legos, and I think I'm in. I think I'm
What
gonna
are
get
the
them.
Marvel like Star
think I'm
Wars? I
in.
get because you're building a ship or a Death Star or a Y-wing, but
Quinjet?
Marvel. What are you building in Marvel?
I'm glad you asked, Jesse Cox.
Like the Avengers Academy, like Avengers Complex in upstate New York, the Lego set. Like, what are you building?
As someone who owns a life-size version of it, I want the Lego version of it. They're doing an Infinity
Oh.
Gauntlet, which looks pretty sick. It looks pretty.
I would.
Look,
The
it
problem
even
is that you
snaps.
can't.
It even
You
snaps.
can't wear that. If I could wear
Yeah,
a
it's pretty
Lego
small.
Infinity Gauntlet, I would be like, I have all the power now. I would never take it off.
You can wear
You'd be
this
like,
one.
Who is this nerd? And I'd be like,
This one just doesn't
Yeah.
form around your fingers, unfortunately. Does that
are
one
you
form
two
around
about
your
to have a
fingers?
gauntlet?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I have this one. Hold on. There might be. I'm worried about spiders being up there.
What?
I'll go get it. I'll be right back.
What is what? You all are so lucky.
I have to go
You're so lucky that you have amazing gauntlets. I have nothing. The only Marvel like memorabilia I'm gonna end up getting is like something stupid. Just like
I love Iron Man and Doctor Strange. So if it exists of them and I can afford it at the time, I try to get it. And I had to have the Iron Man Infinity Gauntlet because I loved
that's
it.
I mean, look at you guys. Oh man, JP of course is like
See, I've got 2 gauntlets. This one's
Jealous.
the more playful gauntlet, though.
playful gonna play.
It also lights up and all this shit,
Yeah.
too. Makes noises.
Twins.
There's a lock on it somewhere. Oh,
It's
right
here.
here. Ow.
Yeah.
Ow.
That's where mine is too.
There you go. I was also on the wrong hand.
Being very loud right now.
Yeah, so you could do this. You could flick someone off with the Thanos gauntlet, Jesse.
Yeah. Yeah. Where's your gauntlet, Jesse?
I don't have a gauntlet.
You don't have a gauntlet?
No.
It's so loud.
Even
don't have
Hawkeye held
any
the gauntlet
gauntlet?
for a while. I don't got nothing.
You don't have we gotta get Jesse a gauntlet.
How do you lock
I-
it? There we go.
How do you lock it? Oh my
It
god.
locks into place. These are not hard to get. This is the Hot Toys gauntlet, I think. I
Yeah.
think bronze is that one rare? I've never seen that one in store before.
No, this one came out after the one you have. It was the next iteration.
Oh,
And I
okay.
got it. I mean, I got it online.
Yeah.
People were
This
like, "Oh,
one-
that is going to appreciate in value." And the first thing I did was rip it out of the box and put it on. So
Same. This one, I don't know if there's any available for sale anymore. It's also like $1,500 or some ungodly price that may or may not be worth it, depending on how much you want them.
Oh, see,
Jesse
now that y'all
looks
have
so
that,
sad.
well, because I'm right now trying to find a version of the gauntlet that neither of you have. Like, I want to, like, I don't want to just
You
like
want the
copy,
third gauntlet?
Right? I've realized I know what gauntlet I need. Not the cool ones from the movies. This jank ass original
Oh boy.
gauntlet from like the one that's just like a piece of leather. I need like one of the ones that's like from the comics. Where it's not a cool gauntlet. It's just like
Here-
a glove with gems in it.
Here's my favorite part. Usually I'll blow up images so that people can see them. I'm not going to blow this image up because I think it's perfect size for what this gauntlet is trying to be. And I think that's what Jesse was also just saying.
Yeah. There you go.
This is,
That's what I want.
that's
Is that little tiny
That
baby
one right there.
gauntlet.
Yeah, the little baby gauntlet. You need it. You need to
Yep.
get that one, Jesse. It's good.
That's my plan. There's got to be something like there's got to be like a fun. I don't know. I'm sure it exists. Am I the guy who has to
I'm
buy
sure.
the Lego ones? You have your cool ones, and I'm like,
Dude, I'm getting the Lego one. There's also the
Lego.
there's this, which I didn't even know about, which is out now. It's the Daily Bugle.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. J. Jonah Jameson's right there. There's Spider-Gwen. Also known as just Gwen.
That's
Not Spider-Gwen.
That's super fun. Who is that? Is that Pete?
I don't know. I guess that's supposed to be Peter Parker.
Yeah, because he's like in a room with a Spider-Man photo, which is weird when you think about it. I'm not Spider-Man. I just take photos and hang them in my room, in my office. So when you look at me, you look at Spider-Man.
I'm just a big fan, okay?
Oh yeah, Mysterio.
Oh my God. Go back.
Look, there's a
Go
giant
back.
spider in there too.
Go. This is the best thing I've ever seen Lego do. Who is Spider-Man? Get me photos. Right? I love this. I love that image. That's so funny.
Yeah. Oh, this
I
says
how
like
there's
his whole
just a
rogues
giant
gallery.
spider on the wall.
Yeah.
This is like
Oh, there's
worst.
it's Peter Porker.
Peter Porker.
He's there.
I love how this is
Oh.
absolutely the worst day at the Daily Bugle because like everything's going down.
Carnage.
All the villains. Carnage is attacking.
Daredevil's there.
Daredevil's there. This is a bad day for the Bugle.
Who's this?
You know, Philip Johnson, fellow employee of Peter Parker. He's just happy to be there. He's like, I put in 40 years here.
Yes, because that's
I'm
what
not leaving.
This is what I
You have to
imagine.
evacuate the building. Get out of here. Get out of here, Peter John. He's like, no, I haven't left early a day in my life, and I'm not leaving early today. I'm getting my retirement. You're not going to screw me, J. Jonah Jameson. And like the building's collapsing. He's like, nope. I'm going to get this report filed in on time.
Reason. I thought there was going to be children playing with it in the promo, and instead it's some hipster guy.
Yeah, no,
I try
that's
not to judge.
I'm not
but-
trying to judge either, but I'm 100% judging. What the fuck is this model? Like, who is this like wannabe Lego dude?
Right? He looks like he would be typing on a typewriter in a Starbucks somewhere. Like he's in
He
his
built
garage with his motorcycle and his Legos. Like who?
I don't.
He built this at the coffee shop.
Yes, 100%.
I mean, let's be real. We all know who this really is. Like, they're not pulling any punches. They know that no kid's gonna get the like. I'm sure this is $8,500, right? This is expensive.
It had a price there. Then I
This is gonna be expensive, and I guarantee this is. They know who they're selling to. They know who they're selling to.
Jesus, there's so
Man
much
bun,
on
Havers.
Captain, $300 is what it is.
300. Okay, that's not
I
too
know
bad.
that's what I just saw.
That sounds right.
That's not too bad for Legos. That's bad for Legos.
Whoa, no,
I mean,
that's not too
for a
bad for
kid,
Legos, dude.
Like for a gift for a kid, I'm gonna be honest. When I was a kid, my parents were not gonna buy me a $300 gift.
Yes,
That's a
never. That
lot.
would never happen.
Yeah,
Dude,
maybe if
go
it was
outside.
mine and my brother's gift for Christmas, maybe. But like it's a lot for like a birthday. I don't know.
Is someone who, like I said, has purchased all of the Star Wars giant ships for my brother for Christmas and birthdays. Like $300 is not bad. Those are like $900 like giant Falcon nonsense of just. I think we have the Harry Potter Hogwarts mansion upstairs that I got Aaron one year, and that was like $900 or something. Legos are fucking expensive,
like,
man. Like
You're
Legos
buying
are really
it for
expensive.
an adult
Yes.
who
Yeah.
you know is gonna take care of it,
Yeah.
versus a kid that they're gonna lose half the pieces, and like the day they open the box.
True.
Jesse, are you good?
I don't know what- I don't know what
Jesse's
Jesse's
like
looking
that
at.
for a minute.
I'm trying to figure out the pricing of this stuff because I think it's based off the number of heroes that are in each set. So a great example is like the helicarrier you're looking at right now on screen. Like I'm going through them all.
Yeah. This one's
The-
discontinued as well.
Like the Lego Infinity War Sanctum Sanctorum is $214.
Okay.
But there's other ones that are like Lego Infinity War Guardians of the Galaxy Starship with it. You know, this one has 4 heroes. That's only 114.
Oh.
And I like the difference in the Sanctum is no bigger than the Starship, but like it's much more expensive. The battle, the like Lego this is how you know this is a ripoff. Let me tell you something right now.
Oh, Legos yeah.
The Infinity War Corvus Glaive Thresher attack.
Okay.
This is literally a wall. One wall is the construction part. One blade machine. 5 characters. That's it. $118. Man, if I saw this as a kid, I'd be like, I want that. And my parents would be like, you're out of your damn mind.
How many pieces,
that
though?
would be. It is.
Because the piece count is also usually what goes into the price.
Let me just link this to you, and you tell me this is a fair price for this.
Okay.
You tell me this is worth $118.
Let me see.
You tell me this is $118 worth of stuff. It is a literal wall. A literal wall.
There is a lever-operated opening gate, though, Jesse.
So cool. As a kid, I would not have cared at all. I would have been like, nah.
As well as a thresher and thresher launcher with trigger. I don't know. You're right. It is just a wall, though. 100%.
It's a wall. It's like a Wakanda wall. It's neat looking, but it's literally just a wall.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, there's, I will agree with you 100%. Lego is, or can be crazy overpriced.
Super overpriced.
One of the,
I get it if you're going to build like a to scale Death Star thing.
Yeah.
Or you're going to build like one of those, the Superstar Destroyer one. I was like, oh, that's crazy as hell.
Yeah.
That thing was so cool. That would be fun. But like, that set was $40 when it came out. Well, that just, all right, never mind. The world is awful then. That's my lesson here I've learned today. The world is awful.
One of the things that I will probably never forget from a trip that I took to Disney, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, was being at whatever the place is outside downtown Disney. I think it's what it's called. And downtown Disney in Florida, there's a Lego store, and it's one of the bigger stores that Lego has. Being in that store was the most anxiety I've ever had while shopping. There was like literal wall-to-wall people. You could not move. People were just standing wherever they were because that was the formed line to check out. But there was also people that were like rushing for all of the Harry Potter stuff, or rushing for all of the Marvel stuff, because the Lego employees would like say, all right, hey, we just got this box in the back. If anyone wants this, let us know. And people would just like literally just run straight to her and like crowd her. I will never forget how insane that whole ordeal was. And it's just insane. I'll never go back to another Lego store. I will always buy that shit online because it was actually
Let me just
insane.
tell you. So this is what my parents would do. I just want to let you know. If we went to a store when I was a kid and I saw, let's say, this Marvel, like the things we've been talking about, the Infinity War wall set. It's literally just a wall and a couple superheroes. My parents would have been like, $118. We're going to buy you this. And this is what I would have got instead.
Did you get the Lego knockoffs?
This one, no, like this one right here. They would have bought me this and be like, pretend there's heroes. Right? They're like, you get a whole town plus all these characters. They all could be heroes. Then I'm like, yeah. This old man, that's your Doctor Strange. And that baby, that's Spider-Man. Oh yeah, they would have been like, just pretend. You're good at that. This is twice as much as what you get. And the cost of this one is
Probably still like $70.
And there's a pizza guy.
But it's like half the cost and you get twice as much. My parents would have been like, that blind guy with the dog, there's your Daredevil. They would have been like, you're fine. You got this.
Wait, hold on. Most of these people, I can, they're doing what they're going to do. What is this person doing on the far right? What is he like about to rob the fucking pizza store? Like, what is happening?
Yeah,
What is he
there's
carrying?
your-
Is
there's
that a
your
price
vulture.
gun or is it like a gun?
I don't know.
Who knows?
A shrink ray.
He's
Yeah.
he's about to rob the pizza store that has the
Are we not
flame.
going to talk? Are we not going to talk about this thing in the center of this image that has eyeballs? This like chair with eyeballs?
No, that's normal. It's not a living thing. It's just a chair with eyeballs.
I'm just saying. There's a lot here that kids are stupid. You could be like, yeah, no, that's that guy in the back. That's that redhead in the back. There's your Black Widow. And I would have been like, yeah, and like, and I would have had this entire thing. I would have been like, get out of the car wash, Black Widow. She's like, no, yeah, no, it'd be amazing. I would have had a great time.
Being the and this is not a I should preface this statement with this is not a slight towards you, Jesse, but
Yes.
being the most childlike minded, I think, of the three of us,
Huh?
is the
Yes.
idea that Black Widow is dead. Does that not make her someone you want to have a toy of and play with anymore? Does the toydom of Black Widow go down knowing that she's dead in the MCU? These are the real
Toy
questions.
Let me just answer this the simplest way possible. Optimus Prime is dead.
No, he's
I
not.
still love Optimus Prime. My Optimus Prime died years ago
Oh,
in a
okay.
movie that scarred me for life, and it's fine.
True.
It's fine. The
True.
Optimus Prime, he died. He died to save us. You don't get it. That's fine. I love Optimus Prime. I can go watch Optimus Prime in a bunch of other movies and be like, well, that's fine. Like I can go watch ScarJo be Black Widow knowing that she's dead, and I'm totally fine.
Okay.
It's all right. It doesn't affect me because it's not that big a deal. It's fake.
Do you
It's
think
fake.
let's get our Twitter outrage culture hats on for a second. Do you think that it's fucked up that kids have to be talked to by their parents to go see the next Black Widow film because she's died and they have to have a conversation about death?
I don't think that's going to happen at all with anyone.
You don't
I don't think that
so?
conversation's ever going to happen
Jesse,
with
I
anyone.
said put your
No.
outrage hats on. Logic goes out the window.
I don't have an outrage hat. It's not even in my closet. I just don't have one. I don't own it.
Bronze, is that your outrage hat? Are you
Yeah,
wearing it?
sure.
Okay,
I'll put,
all right,
I'll
she's
put
wearing
my
it.
outrage hat on.
She's
All
wearing
right. Personally, okay, let me just destroy half of my neurons.
Okay.
Ooh, boy.
They shouldn't have even killed her
Oh,
because they fridged her. There's only 3 women in the entire MCU and they killed one? Disgusting. And now I've got to explain to my kid and they have to go through that trauma again. I've destroyed every copy of Endgame in my household because how the hell am I supposed to explain that to my young daughter? She looks up to the Black Widow and now, they're trying to replace her. You can't. It's disrespectful. Why didn't they kill any of the men? I'm hearing that they did. Still, they shouldn't have killed Scarlett Johansson. My daughter loves playing with those toys. And now every time she looks at them, she just think of Scarlett Johansson's cold, dead eyes laying on the stone of that cold floor. And it's disgusting.
Bronze, take the hat off. Bronze, take the hat off. This is too real. Take the hat off.
Okay,
Bronze.
it's off.
No
It's
more.
off. We're good. I'm back.
No more outrage culture hat, please.
I would love to sit down with that person and be like, all right, so your kid loves Black Widow. Now, when you saw Avengers 2, how did you explain the scenes where she was like, I can't have kids. I went in, like that whole thing. Like your child loves this character.
You're not
How do you
wrong.
explain the part where she like wants to bang Hulk, but like is afraid to because like they really messed her up when she was training to be a Black Widow. Like she was like when she said she was sterilized to complete her training. Like how did that? Like what was that about? Did you explain to your child that like part of the Black Widow thing was having sex, so like she couldn't get pregnant? Like how did that that work out? How'd that work out for you? Like, how was that conversation?
That entire thing was like kind
forgot
of
about
silly
that.
too, because it almost posits that like intercourse without the prospect of children is pointless, which I'm sure Jesse can confirm is not the case. As the horniest of us.
The childlike
Bless
minded
you.
and the horniest of us.
That was like the biggest alley oop I should have been like,
It's hot
that was
Jesse Summer.
beautiful, beautiful.
It's hot Jesse Summer. You gotta watch out, y'all.
Jesse Summer. Yeah, honest to God, you're absolutely right. it's a crazy scene for them to be like, these two are kind of in love, and then they have a conversation about relationships, and it literally is like, are we gonna do this thing? And it's like, no, because I'm a Hulk, and I guess I could go green on you. And she's like, well, that's all right. I can't have kids. And like, all right, sex is out of the question. Let's go. It's like, wait, what? If anything, they're like in there.
You could
zero
hope,
worries.
like that entire scene was so weird too. It's like, what do you get angry during the? Okay, I don't want to know.
It
That
definitely
put that image in my mind. You have to wonder what was going through kids' minds. They're probably like, "Mom, what's happening? What are they talking about? What's sterilized?"
It's such a weird. I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to create more background for these characters that really had none. But like, that's a weird way to do it. It's very strange. Yeah. Again, Age of Ultron. Like, I love some of the things in that movie, but most of it, I'm like, this is trash. Yeah. Oh man.
Look, best scene of that movie. If that movie only exists so we can see Captain America rip some wood in half
every time,
you know,
every
like,
time, that's cool.
What are you gonna do? It's cool. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Yeah. All right. Those are the only Lego toys that I saw. I'm sure there's actually a lot coming out. The Thanos one is not out. It is only spoken about. Also, Lego toys are great at spoilering upcoming movies, so be very careful about browsing for future Lego toys.
That is absolutely true. They are.
Yeah.
If you want to get spoiled on like a Star Wars or a Marvel movie, they will do it months in advance.
Yeah, I think the Shang-Chi Lego stuff.
That's how we found out about stuff.
Yeah, because we found out about Fin Fang Foom being in the movie somewhat. So,
holy crap! This is all right. I haven't owned Legos in a long time. It's been years. I do have a box somewhere filled with my old Legos, which one day I might make a video with. But here's all I'm saying. If I had to buy new Legos, this is what I would buy.
Oh,
this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
All right, let me see this.
I need this. I need this so badly.
What? What is this supposed to be?
Wait.
Captain America.
I'm so confused.
When did that happen?
I mean,
what?
Tony, I'm here to save you.
That makes it better. That's his chin strap. I thought that was his mouth. Which made it a lot more horrifying, but now it's better.
I love this thing.
What is
the Captain America mech armor is what it's called. It's actually called Avengers Classic Captain America mech armor.
How much? What does this run, Jesse? How much does this cost?
$9.97. It's actually very small. In one of the photos, a girl has it sitting on her shoulder. It's that small.
Well, how big is the girl, though?
I mean, she's like a child. She's like a 6-year-old child. Not big.
Compared to a banana, like, what are we talking?
Oh my! All right, all these are $10, and they have every Avenger. Oh my ass!
This is how they get you, Jesse. This is how they get you right now.
I'm never gonna buy these because I would be so embarrassed to even own one. But look at this one. Thor looks incredible. I love Thor.
That actually, God damn it,
Mech Thor looks great. Like the look in his face.
God damn it, Jesse Cox. This is a great toy.
Look at this. Oh my God. Kid Jesse would have been like all about this Thor.
It was a great
my
Thor.
God.
Oh my God.
Are you telling me there was a time where this clearly was a pitched idea. Someone was like, all right, it's all the Avengers, but they're in Iron Man mechs.
What if that's a what if show?
That would have been a moment.
What if that's a what if show?
How did they make Mjolnir that big?
That's a good point. Maybe it's housed in there, and maybe it's also like a mech for the hammer.
Oh, like a hammer mech. That's separate.
I mean,
that explains the glowing.
Yeah, I mean, they put the Hulk in a mech Hulk, right? In Infinity War, so could do.
They have an Iron Man one, but I'm trying to find a Hawkeye or a Black Widow one because I imagine those would be amazing.
Oh, apparently they have a Thanos one, according to someone in chat.
A Thanos mech?
That's what he's saying.
Who gave Thanos a mech?
That's what he's saying.
That guy's already impossible to kill. He doesn't need a mech.
Shut up. Oh my God.
We need a link,
totally
Jesse.
do. They totally do.
Also, before we move ahead, I just want to note they only put one eye on Thor here and just kind of put some thunderbolts on the other one, which I think is a pretty funny way of handling that.
Yeah.
This is
a lot more
incredible.
friendly.
Yeah.
Than gouging his eyeball out.
Wait, why isn't he in it though?
My favorite part about this is Thanos' helmet is a little askew. It's a little off.
Wait, but why isn't he in the? Oh yeah, it is a little. Wait,
Oh, yeah.
hold on. How did they let that be published? What the fuck? Why wouldn't they fix
Oh my
that?
gosh. He looks so angry too.
He's angry because his helmet's skewed, but his hands can't reach his helmet to turn it. He's a
No.
Lego.
He's stuck that way.
Oh my God. That is. I love these mechs. I don't know who decided these would be a thing, but I love them. As a kid, and the fact that they're $10, as a kid, this would have been.
Wait,
Stones in
hold
the
on.
mech.
Hold on. Look at the box. Even his helmet's askew on the box.
It's a little off. It's fine. It's a little off. Those are the ones you have to pop into their top knob, and then you have to like make it fit.
That's
I
pretty
actually
good.
think
Jesse,
this would
hold
be
on.
like really cool.
Jesse, here's what I posit to you. What if you just got this Infinity Gauntlet of like this arm, and that's your Infinity Gauntlet? You don't get the
Everyone, you guys are like, look at this, and I'm like, there you go.
Yeah, you just hold up the little arm. I think that's the best
Awesome.
comedic value that we could get out of the goof.
I mean, obviously you're correct. You are clearly right.
I think you need to order this. If you would like me to buy it for you, we could use it as a show expense. We have budget.
I just wish there was like, I don't know, other ones.
Other
Man,
gauntlets.
I'm gonna have to.
Oh my God. Someone in my
Widow
chat
mech.
pointed out to me that the number of fingers on each hand are not even.
Oh, he only has 3. You're right. There's only 3 fingers on this hand.
Oh shit!
That is what happened.
Well, I mean, if you look at it right here, the thumb, like, it looks like his thumb is dislocated, and it's like, I don't.
That's
That's a weird one. I don't know. It's a weird one. It's a weird one. Anyways, Jesse, are you lost in the Lego land?
sorry. I found a Black Widow Barbie doll, and I just don't know how to react to it. It's just they're selling Black Widow Barbie,
Okay.
and it is truly a Barbie doll dressed up like Black Widow. That is not very good.
Wait, did you paste
No,
it?
I guess I'm not a Barbie.
The LinkedIn paste. We just tried to show it.
Oh, the LinkedIn and paste. Barbie, no.
Barbie doesn't want to be shown.
I got
Is this just a
You're
toy review show? We should do an
Yeah,
episode.
Adults talk about toys.
Yeah, we need to do a future episode where we just review toys. Oh, this isn't
It's like
bad.
not.
This is actually much better
It's
than I
not
thought it
bad.
was going to be. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, but it's like kind of. I don't know. It's just something about like. All right. It's not very ScarJo,
No, it's very Barbie.
but the eyes are ScarJo. You can definitely see the eyes, but it's like I don't know.
Oh, Jesse, according to Aristocat in my chat, there's also a limited edition white version suit.
No, I'm good.
You good?
Thanks for the heads up, but I'm good.
Okay. All right.
I don't need to keep Googling Barbie.
There's something off about it, but I can't tell what it is.
That's what I'm saying. It's like there's something weird about it. Yes, agreed.
I think it might be the like ratio of like legs to like arms, and her arms and legs are just much longer than ScarJo's, which might be a little bit.
Oh, maybe the
Yeah.
shoulder waist ratio
It's-
is a little weird.
Like it's
Yeah.
really pointing out how if Barbie was a real person, she'd probably walk on all fours or like be Babadook like, because like
Right.
the thigh to calf to waist to titty ratio is so and then how long the arms are, but then how I guess maybe they're not that long, but it looks like her arm can touch her knee. Am I crazy? I don't know.
Thank you, Bronze. I have a new headcanon. Barbie is Babadook. That is how I will.
yeah.
begin
We
to
need more-
continue living my life. There's a before and
Like,
after.
human beings aren't built like that, you know? She's like all over the place. Where would her rib cage even fit? It's
I mean, the more interesting thing is, what is this background? Do you think this is made, like, is this CG? What was this filmed on like a green screen type scenario? Or I think it was, because this light is doing nothing to the actual figure. There is some reflection here on the like rib cage on the left of it, but I think it's all CG. I don't think this is practical, which really is just I'm not a fan ultimately.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know Barbie dolls could bend their knees. So I'm shook from off that alone.
Oh,
Apparently the Barbie technology has come some way since I was a small child.
didn't they used to be like bendable at the knees?
Yeah, they would like
they had
snap
some like
very disturbingly,
yeah.
but they couldn't like bend. You know, they would be like mildly like.
Well, maybe she can't. Maybe this is her like lifetime pose, right?
Oh,
Like maybe
she's
this
not
is just
posable.
this is all she can.
That's like a crappy Barbie doll. The whole point is like you fit Barbie in the car and in the house and you like go on adventures with Skipper. Is Skipper still a thing?
You mean
Is
Ken?
Skipper still a thing?
I thought it was Ken.
No, Skipper. No, Ken is like
Who's Skipper?
the dude. Skipper, like Barbie had Skipper, the cousin,
little,
right? Like the sister,
yeah,
little sister.
the little sister. Yeah.
Oh, I thought
That was a
this
kid
was like
from the '90s.
I thought this was like a romantic thing, and I was like, wait, she's dating her kid sister.
If you went,
like,
if
what
you
do
went to,
I didn't know what the fuck
Barbie-
who Skipper was.
if you were like, is Barbie dating Skipper? You end up in jail. I'm pretty sure.
I think I'm
Yeah.
probably on a list. Yeah, that's why. I
Yeah,
went to
you're on
Ken.
a list for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think we're on a list now that we've gone over this Barbie doll. Like, yes, like okay, yeah. We're on a list somewhere for sure.
It's fine.
I just don't know who the like. I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to be that person. I'm just like, who's the target demographic for this? Like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Barbies, but I'm like, why? Like, this is why I played with Ninja Turtles growing up, because you couldn't do shit with Barbies. You know what I mean? Like, all the cool stuff was the boy stuff, and all the girl stuff sucked, in my opinion, because it just wasn't as fun. You couldn't do. I remember my brother got a Ninja Turtle where you could put pizzas in its backpack and then squeeze its legs together and it would shoot out the front. And that made me fall in love with Ninja Turtles. I was like, I also need that toy. Because none of my toys could do that. None of my toys could do that. All my toys sucked. And I swear to God, after that, I was like, it's all G.I. Joes and Barbies for me. No, sorry, G.I. Joes and not Barbies. Like, other action figures. Because the Barbie action figures, just like imagine you're like a little kid and you're super into Black Widow. That's your option for a toy. I hope that's not the only option. That's all I'm going to say. I hope there's an option that's cool. Like it's,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember?
It's like an awesome one.
Do you remember the Technodrome? Did you have that, or did you ever see that, Bronze? Because I had that.
Not only
Technodrome.
the Technodrome was
No.
great, but it wasn't as good as the car, the van that shot pizza.
Yeah.
That had like the blades. Oh my God, that was the one. The Technodrome was cool because it was big. And Krang was in there and he was like, "Whoa, turtles," or whatever the hell his dumb voice was. But the pizza van thing, that was oh man.
All right.
That was every kid had that thing. You would fire those at like your friends, you would fire them at everyone you knew. You'd be like, pew, 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 pew.
Okay, this toy looks fire though.
I have to look at this website first before I show. Okay. What the fuck is this toy? What am I looking at here? Did they change something about the turtles?
Yeah, so those turtles are the original turtles. If you're a giant nerd like me for Ninja Turtles, those are the original designs of the Ninja Turtles. Like way back in the day, when they were even doing black and white comics, those are the OG turtles. That's what they look like. So the animated versions we've seen since then do not like even the bandanas. That was created for like kids to help them figure out which turtle was which. These are like the OG turtles. Yeah.
Why are they putting Krang into a cannon?
I think Krang wants to be in there. Look at
Okay.
him. He's like, fire me off, turtles. Right? Remember that's what Krang sounded like.
Yes, it was. Was Krang ever in the movies, or was he too weird?
He was never. He was put in the more recent ones, the ones that
really?
suck. He was put in those. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even.
I haven't watched the really new ones. You know.
I haven't either.
I haven't watched it either. I just know from the trailer he's in it.
I have seen the originals though. I've probably watched that dumb opening scene where they're in like the land waste field or whatever, and they find like the vial of ooze that I think Casey finds, and then they like go back to April's. Yep, I've seen that a bunch of times.
Let me just tell you, those movies are so good for one reason. Splinter learned his karate from his master by copying him in a scene where a rat, a little rat, an animatronic rat,
That's right,
does straight up like kung fu shit in a cage.
Yep.
It is the best scene. The guy in the background's like, it's so good. That scene alone, I was like, this is the best movie ever made.
It's true.
This is the best movie ever made. Anyone can learn. Even rats.
I need to watch it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I need to go see that scene. All right. We're going to call the show there. Sometimes we talk about things other than the MCU.
The Marvel and Friends show.
Yeah, it's the Marvel and Friends show.
Sometimes we talk about Barbies, and sometimes we talk about Iron Man.
Well, we were talking about
Turtles.
Black Widow Barbies, so we're good.
Mm-hmm.
That's MCU adjacent.
Instead of like Marvel supremacy, we're like Marvel adjacency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone can get behind
Some
that.
weeks, this is what you're going to get. Deal with it.
Yeah.
You love the show.
It's true.
Yeah.
Bronze, what are you up to? Do some shout outs for us. What's going on? What are you going to be doing this week?
Of course. Hi, hello. I'm that bronze girl, and I have not yet had my first cup of coffee today, so I apologize if I've been a little all over the place. Tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is the 10th episode of my D&D campaign, Shakar, which I'm super excited about. What else? This last weekend, I did some more GTARP on the TSRP server. I played the judge on the server, and I think we have a bunch of cases next week. So if you want to see me preside over some fake court cases in a make-believe world, come through. And yeah, I think this week I'm beating Resident Evil Village, finally, hopefully. And then I've been playing on hardcore. So in some places it's been a bit of a trial and patience. And then we're probably going to get into some Mass Effect. That's me. Hi, hello.
Nice. Mr. Jesse Cox, what are you up to? What's going on with you?
Boy, oh boy. Hi, everyone. Hey, so a lot's going on. I can't talk about most of it, but I too am also playing Resident Evil. If you want to see Scary Game Squad play through it, it's over on my YouTube. It's, super fun. But yeah, Tuesday, tomorrow is my birthday.
Oh.
And I have a gift for y'all.
Ooh.
And so, I'll leave it at that. I don't want to spoil anything. Things are happening. Things are in motion. So that'll be super fun. So before you go watch Bronze destroy her players in D&D, check my Twitter. Wink. I bet there'll be something there.
Tomorrow or right now?
Happy birthday.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow will be, thank you. Tomorrow will be an announcement of sorts. So get ready. It's going to be great.
Okay.
Jesse Cox OnlyFans.
Here's the thing. If I made one of those, it would be so embarrassing for everyone else on OnlyFans. Because I would be number one in like a day.
You'd be a top 0.1% earner.
I'd be
Creator.
the top 0.00001%. They would be like, how is he so popular? And then they go there and they'd be like, I get it now. I get it. I understand. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
What can I say?
I'll say this, Jesse. Happy birthday. And also, you have great taste in shirts. You're really just.
Thank you. What can I say?
Yeah.
I like to
10 out of
support
10.
my 1983 stores.
JC
I like to support
Penney.
my stores. Yeah. Shout out to JC Penney.
Yeah. They're really hurting right now.
Of average quality since 1983.
Whenever I think of JC Penney, I just think of like perfume and cologne because that's all it smells like. For some reason,
all I think about is it's where I have to walk through to get to the mall proper because I park behind the JC Penney.
That's also
and I walk through the JC Penney, and I never like shop there. But I was walking through, I saw the shirt and was like,
"Do you think they paid a premium for like that placement in malls
yes,
where you always
absolutely.
have to go through a JC Penney?"
Yes, or a Macy's or a Nordstrom or like whatever the mall stores that are on the periphery where you have to go through them to get to the mall. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Of course they do that.
Yeah.
I think they intentionally design it like a maze too, because you're looking for the mall entrance, and sometimes you're like, it has to be in that direction, right? And you go in that direction, and there's a wall, and then you figure out you have to go up an escalator or down an escalator and you're like, but they've done this on purpose.
It's true.
What I think is also, I don't know if this is done on purpose too. All the cologne and perfume counters are right next to the mall entrance.
Yeah, because it draws you in. The smell draws you in.
Right, but
That's
it's
what I'm
also you're
saying.
trying to get out.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
one last gauntlet. We're like, sample, sir, and you're like, ah. You have to you're trying to get out, and they're like, sample for your lady. And you're like, I'm alone. What lady? Yeah. Oh yeah.
The
It's
worst.
Crazy.
The worst is when an Auntie Anne's is right outside, and the two smells mix together, and then it's just smells bad. You know, it's just bad time. That's my horror story.
It's never been a problem for me.
Yeah.
Both those smells, I'm like, give me one of them pretzels. Squirt me with some of that shiz. Let's go.
Well, you can't. That's
Squirt, munch. Fine by me.
that's. We'll see you next week, everyone. Thanks for tuning into the show here on the MCU Crew. We got 3 weeks till the Loki premiere. We'll probably do some MCU ratings next week. Jesse will still be squirting and munching. Probably. Bronze, thanks for being here every week. I'm just gonna say that. You know, I appreciate you, Bronze.
Why is Bronze gonna thank you? Thanks for dealing with this, Bronze.
We're out here. Thank you guys so much for watching the 1 hour show that is the MCU Crew. Bye-bye.